maybe take us back or something.
Sure.
Alrighty, good morning, everyone from Ontario, Canada. It's 7 a.m. from our end. I'm guessing there are many participants from different parts of the world, particularly in Africa. So that will be afternoon at your end. So good afternoon to you. Welcome to this information session, the MS2 SDG Challenge. We wanted to do this today to give you further information about this impact project initiated by United Nations Advocate, His Highness Muhammad Sanusi II. So I'm just gonna do a walkthrough, and then Rizma, my colleague, I'll do the info part of it, and then she'll walk you through the what it looks like on the platform. So welcome everyone. For those who are just joining us, it's 7:06 right now in Ontario, 7:06 a.m. and we're just about to begin. So, okay, so before we begin, some bit of housekeeping. You are expected to mute your mic because we're expecting many participants. We are trying to discourage a lot of noise in the background, and to make the connection easy for everybody to follow, we also are urging you to not put on your video. So, yep, and that's just about housekeeping. And then in the end, as much as possible, we will try to walk through the presentation, and then you can ask your questions by the time we get to the end. So my name is Hakeem Subar. I am the CEO of 1 Million Teachers, and joining me in this presentation is Rizma, who is our Director for Special Project and a co-founder of 1 Million Teachers. We also have Highness Juma, playing the role of a technical person for this presentation. And we have our Chief Learning Officer also, who has joined us, Halima Wali. So welcome. Well, just a little bit about 1 Million Teachers. And this is all about you guys. We're assuming everybody here is a teacher. Now, we know the challenges with education. This is something that everybody has talked about over the years: quality education, learning not taking place, and all of that. And we also all recognize that the most significant resource, the people who can change the narrative when it comes to improving quality of learning, are teachers. So how do we ensure that we have quality teachers, especially in focusing currently in Sub-Saharan Africa, where people don't see teaching as a viable career option? And that's really what led to 1 Million Teachers existing. And we have 3 mandates, and that is how we attract quality teachers into the profession, how we ensure that they get the training that they need to do a good job, and then how we motivate them to improve performance. So that's what we call our triple mandate. Rizma? And how do we do this? First of all, leveraging technology, making sure that we provide access to as many people as possible. The first stage of the training is entirely online or offline, depending on where you are. And then we've borrowed some ideas from karate, where people start from, you know, as if they know nothing, and then they go through different belts until they become black belts. Next, after they become black belts, so we have series of programs that ensures that teachers become empowered. So our objective is to empower teachers, and what empowerment means to us, and I'm sure to everybody who is looking at this screen, is that ability to be able to take decision, for you to get recognition as a professional in your own right, for you to believe that whatever you're doing, you're making a difference in your classroom and beyond. And having that knowledge about the subject that you're teaching, you know, and then having some kind of control and self-direction in terms of what you're doing. Ultimately, what we're looking at is to create that self-sustaining cycle where these empowered teachers, who we call black belts, become leaders in the community, become people who are very well respected, have labor mobility and all of those things, respect that comes with any other profession, whether you're a doctor or engineer or lawyer. That's the ultimate objective for us. But we wanted to do it in a way that the system replicates itself, so that people starting from beginning are also able to get to black belt, and they become adjunct members of the faculty of 1 million teachers, and they earn some little stipends to supplement whatever income that they have. And then the cycle continues on and on and on. Yes, ma'am? But we're doing it not because for the purpose of just empowering teachers. Ultimately is how we enhance the quality of education, how we ensure that learning is actually taking place wherever, whether it's under the tree or in the home or in the classroom, for learning to take place. Now we do have a lot of ideas. We do have all of these programs that we've told you about that we're implementing. However, we also know that there is a lot that we don't know. And that is a lot of teachers are in their community. You've seen some of the problems that are wrong and you want to do something about it. And there are all kinds of ideas that you guys have. And that's really why His Highness Muhammad Sanusi II decided to set up this SDG challenge with the objective to enhance quality education and gender equality. The good thing is that His Highness is not only a United Nations SDG advocate, but he is very, very focused on the fundamentals among all of the 17 SDG. And it doesn't mean that all the rest are not important, but if you were to have a silver bullet, and if you were to have specific amount of resources, the question for him is, what would you do? What are the things that I can do to make massive impact? So these are his silver bullets: quality education and gender inequality. And with the belief that if you only have one part of the population progressing and the others are being left behind, then we cannot succeed as a society. So if we all recognize that at least 50% of the world's population are girls, why are we putting in place policy, or why are we not encouraging girls to have solid education? Why are we not encouraging them to play a leading role in socio-economic development? So this is His Highness' focus, and we're really thrilled to be able to be part of this initiative for His Highness. So we'll talk about the project itself, who we're looking for, what kind of projects we hope to see. And like I said, this is an idea to crowdsource, an opportunity to crowdsource ideas with the view that we'll be able to take all of these ideas and get them implemented, support you to implement the ideas and showcase it to the world. But we wanted to do it for teachers because we're about teachers, and we feel that any investment, any support that teachers get is a big multiplier that has huge positive impact on the society. So this project is actually available only for teachers. And because of the unique situation that Sub-Saharan Africa has right now, we wanted to start from Sub-Saharan Africa. So the project must be based in Sub-Saharan Africa. And finally, it must be something that you're doing within your community. So we don't expect that you'll be in, say Dar es Salaam, and you're going to do a project in Kano, Nigeria, for example. We want this to be a community-based thing where members of the community are able to play a role in it. So, so what are the benefits? We're looking to start with $500 US grant for each of the 10 projects that are going to be selected. And then we would work with the awardees to better articulate their idea, clean it up, help them get going, and with the opportunity to get additional funding support in order to make it more effective or to implement it better. So in doing that, we would provide training. There will be coaching, and we will mentor all of the awardees throughout the 8-month period where this is going to take place. And it would end in the opportunity to not only network with key players in the education ecosystem, but also an opportunity to showcase what you're doing for you to be celebrated at the end of the program to audiences across the world. So those are the essential elements. There is a lot of other activities which time would not permit us to go into. And I'm gonna end it here, and Rizma is gonna take you through the website and what steps you need to take in order to apply. Rizma?
Thank you, Hakeem. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rizma, and I'm going to walk you through the website. So you simply need to actually go to your browser and put in www.1millionteachers.com. And you will see 1 Million Teachers website. On the left-hand side, under the programs, you're going to see HHMS2 SDG Challenge. Just simply click that. It'll actually take you to the challenge page. You can see various call to action buttons, for example, apply now. Once you're going to click the apply button, it's going to take you to another window, which actually helps you to apply for the program. Please make sure to actually put in answer all the questions while you're actually submitting your application, which is actually going to help us to evaluate your project properly and give us more information. And if you want to learn more about the challenge, you can actually scroll down and read more information. We have an FAQ section, which will help you answer all your questions that you have regarding the application, the cohort, which is going to be starting in January.
Do you want to navigate to the website now?
Sure, I can. So if you keep scrolling down, you can actually see information that Hakeem has already talked about in his presentation today. It talks about the program phases. It talks about how you can apply. It talks about some of the articles that have been published on His Highness. And actually, at the end, if you still think that we haven't answered your question in the FAQ section, you can actually send us an email, or you can actually send out a WhatsApp message, or fill this contact us page in order to get your question across to us.
So I'm thinking we could also just do the navigation live. So
sure.
So rather than describing.
That's my bad. Actually, I thought you are able to see the navigation. Sorry about that. So like I described on the left-hand side, Hakeem, can you see the website right now? Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that, everyone. So on the left-hand side, like I said, you can actually click HHMS2 SDG Challenge, and you can actually see all the information about the challenge here. In order to apply, you can just simply click Apply Now button, which will take you to the Google form where you can actually go in and apply for the cohort. Just make sure to answer all the questions like I stated earlier. And if you're looking for some specific questions and you think we haven't answered any questions within the website, you can click the FAQ section, which has more questions and details about the project. So simply click the plus icon and you can actually see the answer to the question that has been stated. So this website states about all the things that Hakeem has already talked on his presentation. And if you still think, like I stated earlier, we still haven't answered any of your questions in the FAQ section, you can actually contact us through email, through WhatsApp, or you can actually fill this contact us page and send us your question. Hakeem, can you see the presentation now?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
and, yeah, go on.
Yeah, so right now we're going to leave it to you guys to ask us any question that you want. We try to keep it within 15 minutes so we don't bore you with the presentation. But we know you do have specific questions, so you have the floor. Hamis? Okay, I think some questions are already in. Okay, these are just greetings. I don't see any questions. Please feel free to type in your questions and we would respond to them from here.
You can ask us any questions regarding the program, 1 million teachers, how the program is going to be run, anything. So we're open to answer all the questions today.
So Oluwa Fumito blesses. Okay, is that a possibility?
Yes, it is. I can actually unmute her.
Okay.
Because we don't have a really large group.
Okay. Okay. She can be on. Yeah, you can unmute her.
Hamis, have you unmuted her? Sure, we'll just go one by one.
Yeah, let's just take it one by one. Let's start with Oluwa Fumito.
Okay. I'm going to, yes.
Good afternoon from here. My name is Fumito. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah. My question is, so like, it's just the eligibility. So I said you must be a practicing teacher. Personally, I'd say I'm an educator. I'm not a practicing teacher, but I do have like, so I have a like daytime job, regular job, but then someone who is passionate about education, I do like volunteering, like when it comes to teaching and educating. And then I have like clients that I take home lessons. So like I take home lessons from time to time, as much as my time allows. So for someone like me that's really, really passionate about education, but I'm not at the moment a practicing teacher, can I still, go ahead and apply? Or if I know someone that falls in that kind of category, can I encourage them to apply? Yeah. So that's my question.
Okay. Thank you, Oluwa Fumito. You are actually a practicing teacher, maybe not in the sense of taking full-time employment in a school. I think you should apply, and I think you should encourage other practicing teachers to apply. We just want to make sure that we don't take these opportunities away from teachers who are actually in the arena doing great work every day. So yes, you can. There's a question from CJ. How long will it take for the successful awardees to be announced? I think we have a timeline. Rizma?
How long would successful awardees to be announced?
We do have a timeline.
We do have a timeline. I can pull that up. I think there's someone else who wants to unmute themselves and ask the question. If you can actually do that, I can, on the other hand,
okay,
pull the timeline.
Okay.
I just asked her to unmute.
Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, that'll be Rashidat.
Okay, so my name is Rashida. I had two questions. One has been answered. It was the same as Olufumito's own. The second is about having to do the project in your community. I understand about like different countries, like the example you mentioned, but can I, for example, have my project in the same state, but in a different town within the state?
So my question to you will be, do you live there? The reason why we're saying community is because
yes. So for example, I live in a suburb where my project may not be that useful, but not so far away from me, say 40 minutes, 1 hour's drive, there's another village or community where I feel my project will be more impactful.
Yes, that should suffice. And the reason why we say the word community is what we've seen over time is that when you have a project and you're not involving stakeholders, people who are the beneficiaries of that project, or you're not connected to them, it's very, very difficult to be successful. So that's why we say that it has to be something, you are a part of that place. They know you, they see you as one of them. not somebody helicoptering in and trying to solve other people's problems that they may not appreciate. So I don't think in this case that will be a problem.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Then I have another one who wants to, I'm just going to unmute them. Okay, just give me 1 second, please, Hakeem. No, sorry, the wrong person. This way.
Okay, I see one about is online projects allowed. So we all, I mean, we know the power of technology and all of that, and how much of a difference technology can make. But we also know technology is a tool, and but it's not the be all and end all of all solutions. So this particular project we're not saying that people can use technology, but we are disemphasizing technology as much as possible. You know, something low tech. If using tech would enable it to work better, fantastic. But most important is the people who are using it. How are they going to access the project? If online makes it easy for them to access, why not? However, remember that we're only awarding for each cohort, which it's expected to go on for 8 months. We're only awarding 10 grants. So even if your project doesn't make a cohort, you have the opportunity to apply to be part of the next cohort. So it's more of a ranking system rather than the quality of your project. Yes, we would go for quality because there is a lot of criteria that we look at the early stages of the review process. But ultimately, you can have 50 fantastic projects, and we're only going to take what we consider the best 10. And that's based on what our reviewers select. So yes, I would still encourage you to, if it's online based. We don't know the details of the project for sure, so I'm not in a position to tell you whether it will be a successful project or not.
And to answer one of the participants' question earlier, we're going to announce the 10 winners on the 15th of December. But before that, we're going to have a set of interviews as well with the shortlisted challenges before we announce our 10 winners, which is going to be starting from the 20th of November.
I have John Blaze. I'm assuming you're from Rwanda. You said you want to ask a question. Please go ahead.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you for your time. Sorry I was late, so I didn't get to see the beginning of the presentation. I'm actually from St. Martin in the Caribbean, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm a project leader for a non-governmental organization, and I saw this online. So I tried to read and understand what this platform meant and what it meant for my organization. And I wanted to know if I could link my organization with this opportunity to combine what we can offer in the Caribbean to come to Africa, so that we can have some kind of link with what we shared, our values. And I'm not sure what the grant or what opportunities lie within your platform, but I would like to provide my assistance as a project leader for my organization with nonprofit people volunteering to come over to help. I can teach as well. I'm not a certified teacher, but I do have a bachelor degree, and I'm finishing my master's right now. So if we could come over as volunteers and come over with our project and initiative as volunteers to help, we would like to know if that's possible, because we're not located in Africa, we're in the Caribbean. So that's my question. And how do we go about that? Do we write an email, or do I speak to someone specifically?
Rizma? Thanks, John. I think the best way to do this is send an email to admin@1millionteachers.
I'll put the email in the chat as well for you to actually copy it from there. Hakeem, there's another question in the chat. If you could have a look at that.
Hello.
Please. Hello. Yes. Can
Hello.
we have your name? Hi. Can we have your name first?
It's not CJ.
Hi, CJ.
Well, my name is Said. My name is Said Kasim. I'm calling from Kano, Nigeria. I have a question.
Sure.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I want to ask, I don't know if there's a specific age range which the proposed project should impact. For example, are we talking about projects that will impact young children or the elderly or both? So that's my question.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, CJ. Obviously, it's basic education. We are focused, when we say teachers, I don't know, I think it's just a thing that we all tend to overlook. We assume that everybody understands it's really basic education, and that will be primary and secondary school, not tertiary institutions or anything like that. So it will be projects like that. And I mean, if you have noticed, those are things that are foundational to building society. Higher education is icing on the cake for most people. So we're focused on primary and secondary school.
Well, I don't know if you're looking at
what?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if you would, because we have adult literacy classes here.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I was just gonna say that it has no age range as long as it's about basic education. So whether the beneficiaries are 60 years old or 80 years old, it doesn't matter, but it is the stage in their learning that we're focused on.
Okay, thank you.
There's a question from,
yes,
from Bashir. He says, do you require technical and financial proposals? Not at the stage of the application. We would work with you to kind of, if you are successful, to clean it up. So we're bringing in various domain knowledge experts to ensure that your project has a higher chance of succeeding. So, but at the stage of application, I don't think we're going to require that kind of details. In any case, if you go through the application form and you do have any specific questions, you can always feel free to reach out to us through admin@1millionteachers.
And then Hakeem, there is another question below this question. Can you also answer that, please?
Can we have a well-equipped ICT project that enables students in the community? Well, if you are able to, I don't know what other resources you have access to, but what can you do with $500? Can you equip an ICT center with $500? That's why we're not putting a lot of emphasis on technology, so that people don't feel like whatever they do, it has to be technology. If as a result of the grant that you're getting, you're able to mobilize additional resources, then that works. But our initial contribution is going to be that grant. And then when we see that this project really has potential to scale or to be replicated, then we'll be willing to provide additional support. And besides all of the other technical support that you're going to get. And that should not prevent you from applying.
We have another person, Kumi. I hope I pronounced her name right. So I'm going to ask them to unmute.
Okay. My name is Elam, calling from Togo. I just want to know if the program is only for English speakers.
So Komi, if you can hear us, no, it is not only for English. We actually have, we're building capacity to be able to do this in French initially, and then later Arabic. But we do have on our evaluation team, somebody who is French speaking. And not just one person, there'll be other people that are going to join. So
what I just saying is that only English country are there, and I'm the only one that coming from a francophone country. That's why I just asking this question to know.
No,
Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's actually open to everyone as long as it's Sub-Saharan Africa. Remember, this is our first cohort. And there's a lot that we are learning ourselves, you know, so as we go in, in time, it gets more robust, we bring more capabilities to this.
Well, welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, you can raise your hand, you can click the icon, and I can actually request you to unmute, or you can actually drop in your questions in the chat box. Hakeem, we have still people coming in, so.
Okay, so maybe something we could do, I'm not sure that I want to repeat the presentation, but while waiting for people who are already in the waiting room, we're hoping not to spend, I think we don't want to go beyond an hour tops in this presentation, everything. So Rizma, maybe you want to just do like a scroll through of the presentation without we providing any particular details and all that. So they can just get a sense. But by the way, this is being recorded, so and we're going to be sharing with all those who registered. So there is opportunity to kind of watch it again, and then if you feel like you need more questions, you can actually reach out to us through admin@1millionteachers.com.
I can actually bring up the timeline that we have on our Facebook page as well.
Oh, yes.
Which will give everybody a better idea. So I'll just show the dates, the important dates that we have. Hakeem, can you see the dates?
Oh, yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, so, yep, application opens, already open. Okay, this is something that also that we feel like we should remind everyone about. You have opportunity to resubmit your application until the closing date. So that, you might need time to kind of, take a step back and then go through your application again to be sure that you've given it your utmost.
Exactly. And after this presentation, if you think there are any questions that you haven't answered, you actually missed, you can actually go back and resubmit your application. So we will consider the latest presentation, latest application as a final submission. Hakeem, I think we're done with the questions. I don't think that there are any more questions.
I think we can end it right now.
Yes.
So thank you everyone for making time out to join us in this. This will be the one and only info session. Any other information you require, kindly send email to admin@1millionteachers. We also do have a frequently asked questions on the platform, where a lot of the questions that we have been asked or that we're anticipating, you will see our response to those ones. But if you do need specific or additional clarification, feel free to reach out to us before the closing date. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.